This has been a very difficult time for buyers in the real estate market, at least for the last couple years, because the scenario is there'd be one home and there'd be many buyers all trying to purchase the one home. And what are buyers trying to do? They want to set themselves apart. So instead of always thinking about the offer, they're also thinking that maybe they would do a love letter. Well, I'm going to tell you in this video why that could be really problematic, even though it sounds like a great idea, what you should do, how it should get handled, and how you go from here to make sure that you win that house. I am Maria Wells. I'm on the Treasure Coast of Florida, and please hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you can see my videos, which are released every Tuesday. In this tough market, I know if you're a buyer, you're trying to set yourself apart. If you have to finance and you can't pay cash, you already know you're up against it. So what can you do to plead your case and have the seller, be able to choose you so you can go me, and that you get the home? I know we have all heard from either friends that have done it years ago or neighbors or on the internet, even your realtor, that you should write a love letter. Well, I am going to tell you how that could get you and all those involved in a lot of trouble. It sounds innocent enough, but truly the biggest thing is you could be violating the Fair Housing Act. Let's just say that you decide you're going to do a nice love letter and you want to include a picture, and it could be of you or your family or whatever, and you found one that was around a Christmas tree, which is always delightful, a fun time for everyone to be together, and you put that in the letter to the seller. Let me just tell you why and how that could get you in trouble. But first you have to understand what the Fair Housing Act includes. So the Fair Housing Act of 1968 was created to prevent discrimination concerning the sale or rental or financing on purchasing a home, which would violate these following items. It would violate race, color, natural origin, religion, sex, including gender identity, familiar status, and disability. So let's go back to that picture of you with the family and the Christmas tree. You've already violated at least two of those, could be even more, by the familiar status and also by religion. And you didn't even know you did it. And so let's say that you submit this and you don't get the home and you're really upset and you sent this letter. Well, it's pretty easy when somebody's very upset to possibly file a discrimination suit against the seller. That may not even be the reason, but that may be the first thing that you decide on. And the problem is, even though you may be wrong and that wasn't the reason, it's going to cost people a lot of money to defend themselves in a situation like this. So you don't want to put yourself or anyone else into legal risk. The whole point is you want to be able to get a home. And the other thing is, when you write these love letters and you're saying how much you want this home and you go on and telling them everything of why you should have the home, it also doesn't put you in a very good stance, besides the Fair Housing Act, to be able to negotiate, because you've put all your cards on the table from this love letter. So I will tell you that if these come in and someone innocently or their realtor hands it to the seller goes, oh yeah, we'll be fine, we can be objective. But will they? Can they really be objective if they see something they don't like? Or what if they know one of the neighbors wouldn't like the potential buyer who would be buying their home? So you can see how it could get into a real can of worms. So I tell a seller, listen, you need to just treat this as a business deal. You need to look at terms, price, cash, inspections, closing dates, all the things that are strictly black and white items. And buyers, you need to make sure that you have done the very best you can. If you have to finance, possibly put more money down if you have the opportunity, or if you can't change that, maybe you can change a closing date or get the inspection dates a little closer. There are things you can do, and especially if you work with a really seasoned realtor, to get you that house, because these letters, as I have just explained, can get you in a lot of trouble. But even after all of this, if you feel so compelled that it's the only way you're going to plead your case and get to have that home, then I am going to really recommend you speak to your attorney, get legal advice to make sure that you are doing the very right thing. And sellers, if by chance innocently your realtor hands you a letter, a love letter, I hope you've watched this so you can say, I don't don't think I want to do that unless I call my attorney. So I want everyone to stay out of trouble. I want everyone to have a great real estate transaction. I want everyone to do the very best they can. Sellers get the most money they can. Buyers make the best deal, and just do it in a way that's not going to cause a lot of trouble. So I hope this told you a little bit more. And in the meantime, I've got another video of information in purchasing real estate that I think could be very helpful. If you have any comments or anything I can help you with, please write them below. I promise I will be the one that gets back to you. And until next time, happy house hunting.